everyone, I'm Michelle with Designs by JuJu, and in today's video tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can customize the In the Hoop Elegant Pinecone Table Runner and make it into a pillow wrap. This design is so versatile and can be used for so much more than a table runner. In today's project mix-up, I'm going to be showing you how you can combine the blocks to make a fun and unique pillow wrap, perfect for your holiday decor this upcoming season. Let's get started. For today's project, you will need the following supplies. Fabric cut according to the supply list listed within your PDF. Since I will be making a pillow wrap, I am going to be using 2 block D, 2 block E, 4 block B, 2 block C, and 2 block CRs. I will be using this beautiful tan fabric for those blocks. I will also be using this adorable fabric from the Charming Christmas lines from Riley Blake Designs for the back of my pillow wrap. No-show mesh cutaway stabilizer. I'm stitching the 5x7 size for this project, so I already have it loaded onto my 5x7 hoop. Batting. SF101 fused to your background fabric. Scissors. Embroidery thread. I prefer Floriani for all of my embroidery work. And finally, you will need a sewing machine for the assembly process. Let's get stitching. We are over at my embroidery machine, and I already have my no-show mesh cutaway stabilizer hooped onto my 5x7 hoop, and I am ready to run the first stitch, which is going to be the placement line for my batting. Next, I will place my batting directly on top of those placement stitches and run the tack down to secure my batting in place. Next, I will remove my hoop from my machine and I will trim away all of the excess batting right along the tack down stitch, making sure not to trim any of those stitches. Once the excess batting is trimmed away, now I'm ready to place my background fabric directly on top of that batting. I do have SF101 fused to the back of this fabric, and I'm ready to run the tack down stitch to secure my fabric in place. The final stitch step for this block is a decorative pine cone motif. I'm going to stitch that step off camera and then we'll check back in once this block is complete. I've just completed stitching my block E, so now I'm going to unhoop my block and I am going to remove all of the excess stabilizer using my trimmer by George. Next, I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch seam allowance around the entire block. My block E is complete. I will repeat these exact same steps for the remaining blocks needed for my pillow wrap. Now, when you do your block Bs and your blocks C and CR, they do have some additional pine cone stitching that is absolutely gorgeous. So they do take a little bit more time, but the steps remain the same of hooping your stabilizer, running your placement stitch, running your tack down, and running your decorative stitch designs. All right, so I'm gonna go stitch the rest of those blocks and then we'll check back in when they're complete. Now that I have all of my panels stitched, I'm ready to start assembling my pillow wrap. Here is the layout I have chosen for my pillow wrap. You can customize this pillow wrap to any way that you like. You can decide if you want to use all of the same middle panel, or if you would like to use all of the same outer panel, or if you would like to create some type of a pattern using those blocks. Now that we have our layout decided, I'm ready to start assembling my pillow wrap. I'm going to first start with 1 main middle panel and 2 side panels. First, I am going to take 1 side panel and I am going to flip it so that the right sides are together on my main block. Next, I am going to line up the outermost tack down stitches of both blocks and I'm going to pin or clip in place. This process can take a little bit of time, so don't rush yourself. You really want to make sure that these stitches are lined up to the best of your ability. Next, now that I have my blocks clipped in place, I'm ready to take this block over to my sewing machine, and I am going to run a stitch just inside the outermost tack down stitches. If you remember, when we stitched these blocks, there were two set of stitches. We had our initial stitch line, which tacked down our batting, and then we have our outermost stitch line, which tacked down our fabric. We're going to stitch just inside this outermost tack down line, right between these two stitch lines. I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and run that stitch off camera. I've just stitched together my first two blocks. You can no longer see the outermost stitches within this seam line. If you can see any of your outer stitches in this seam line, you will want to rip out the stitches and try again. Now that I have this first piece stitched, I'm going to flip it over, press open my seams, and then I'm going to stitch on the next block following the exact same steps. I'm going to flip it right sides together, pin or clip in place, and run a stitch right in between the outermost tack down line. Now that my first strip is complete, again, I have pressed open my seams. I'm ready to move on to the next set of blocks to repeat this exact same step. Remember, I'm creating strips of equal length for each of these panels. I'm going to run those steps off camera, and then we'll check back in once all of my strips are complete. Now that I have my 4 strips of equal length, I'm ready to start assembling the strips into one larger pillow wrap. So I'm going to start on the far left side. I'm going to take my first strip and I'm going to flip it right sides together on top of the second panel. Again, I am going to line up the outermost tack down stitches, paying careful attention to where these seams meet up as well on both of these sections, and I'm going to pin or clip in place. Now that I have my first 2 strips pinned together, I'm ready to take this over to my sewing machine, and again, I'm going to stitch just inside the outermost tack down line to secure these 2 strips together. Now that my first 2 panels are stitched together, I'm going to continue that same process for the remaining 2 panels to complete my pillow wrap. Now that the entire front of my pillow wrap is complete, I'm ready to add my backing. If you would like to add any additional special embellishments such as prairie points, rickrack, or fringe, you will want to do that at this time. You can also add these special details in between your main panel blocks and your side panel blocks. You would do that before stitching and assembling these strips. Now that I have my panels stitched together, I'm ready to add my backing. You do need to think about how you are wanting your pillow wrap to close. You could add additional strips if you want your pillow wrap to go all the way around your pillow. I'm going to be using some pretty sparkly ribbon to make a tie on the back of my pillow wrap. You could also stitch some buttonholes and do a buttonhole feature. You could use Velcro. There are many options for how you want your pillow wrap to close, and that's totally personal preference. But like I said, for mine, I'm going to be using some beautiful sparkly ribbon. So the first step that I need to do to add my backing is cut a piece of fabric that is slightly larger than my pillow wrap. I went ahead and stitched on my 2 ties. I just find that easier. If you are more skilled than myself, you may not have to pre-stitch those down. You can just pin them and stitch as you do your backing fabric. I went ahead and did that. So now I'm going to go ahead and just put a little piece of tape right here in the middle to hold down my extra ribbon. I don't want any pieces of my ribbon to pop out as I'm attaching my backing. And now I am going to take my front pillow wrap panel and I'm going to flip it so my right side is facing down. I'm going to pin or clip all the way around the entire pillow wrap, making sure to leave an opening along the top where I can flip my pillow wrap once it is finished. Now that I've pinned around the entire pillow wrap, I'm ready to take it over to my sewing machine, and again, I'm going to stitch just inside the outermost tack down line all the way around the pillow wrap. Remember to leave an opening somewhere along the top or the bottom. I would recommend leaving it on a flat area because it will be much easier to close that opening than if you were to leave the opening along the scallop. All right, so I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch my pillow wrap to my backing fabric. I've just stitched my pillow wrap and my backing fabric together. So now I am ready to trim away the excess fabric. I am going to trim the fabric exactly like the outline of my pillow wrap, except where the opening is, I'm going to leave some excess fabric. All right, so I left a little excess fabric right here where the opening of my pillow wrap is at. Now I am going to flip my pillow wrap through this opening. Now that I have flipped my pillow wrap through the opening along the side, I've given it a good press. I am ready to go ahead and close this opening. Now I'm going to tuck all of this excess fabric as well as my ribbon tail if you're using a ribbon for your pillow wrap. And I'm going to tuck it in, and I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch a simple stitch to close this opening. You could also hand stitch it if you would prefer. And my pillow wrap is complete. I just completed stitching this beautiful pillow wrap for my 18-inch pillow using the In the Hoop Elegant Pinecone Table Runner. As you saw, we stitched multiple blocks together to create this fun and unique piece. On camera, I stitched the 5x7 size, but this Elegant Pinecone Table Runner also is available in the 6x10 size. Having two size options allows you to customize this table runner, or pillow wrap, into any project you would like it to be. This is such a quick and easy project, and here at Designs by JuJu, we love when you can stretch the capabilities of your design purchases. This is just one of the many ways you could use these pieces to create something new and unique. I hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to check the description box below for additional helpful links. Also, make sure to join the Designs by JuJu Blessings Facebook group for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. We hope to see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy stitching!